Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tien. Today we talk about 河图. Why? Because I Ching comes from 河图 and Luo Shu. Today we focus on 河图. I Ching comes from 河图 and Luo Shu. 河图 includes three things: qi, shu, xiang. Qi, the one we mentioned in our very first episode, pre-heaven qi. Here I just use qi to represent pre-heaven qi. Qi, shu. Shu is number. You see, we have dots here. Every one dot represents a number. And you notice here is the image. Image is Xiang. It represents the object. 河图 include three things together. 河图 is the starting point of. We know I Ching include trigrams, 八卦. 八卦 is even earlier than words. 伏羲 observed 河图 and 洛书, so he drew the trigrams. 河图 and 洛书 is the foundation of I Ching. We focus on 河图 first because 河图 represent what's already have between heaven and the earth. It's everything. Since we talk about qi, shu, xiang, qi, number, and image. Here you see the dot is the number. The important part for 河图 is to understand how those numbers. Now we know 河图 means the qi, shu, xiang. But what's the relationship between qi, shu, and xiang? What's the relationship between qi and number and image? Qi means something you cannot observe. You're not able to touch it. You can think it's an energy. Shu is used to describe the qi because you have hard time to observe, right? You are not able to touch, to feel the qi. One more time, the qi we mentioned in this episode is all about pre-heaven qi. After we have qi, we have numbers. After we have numbers, it generates image. What is image? It is called Xiang. Image, you can think, is something you can observe. You can see, you can touch, you can smell. That is image. 河图 reveals the law of these three categories: qi, number, and image. As long as we have energy layer, we have qi. We have numbers to describe. After we have numbers, it shows so we can observe, can see, we can touch. So on the other way, if something has the image, we can feel, we can touch. It always includes some numbers. As long as we have numbers, we know what kind of energy. 河图 is the manifestation of image. The picture itself describes all the images. What's the numbers behind those images? That's 河图. 河图, this diagram, it represents the heaven and the earth and all generations and transformation between the heaven and the earth. 河图 is the substance. It means it's already there. If we are alive, they are there. Before we born, it's already there. After we die, it's still there. So 河图 include qi, shu, xiang. So we will recap these three categories all the time. Qi is something you are not able to observe, to touch. It's energy, it's soul. And next one is shu, number. All the dots here is the number. You see, we will introduce the relationship across these numbers. Those numbers will going forward or reverse order. In our episode Y8, we explain how 8 trigrams is generated. It all starts from Wuji and we have Taiji. We have two forms. Here we go. Two forms. What's that? That is the in. Two forms can also apply to numbers because 河图 is all about qi, number, and xiang. Where is the number? Number 1 all the way to number 10. That's the root of this universe. Number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is the heaven. This represents the Yang. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It represents Earth. That is Yin. We can combine these 10 numbers into 5. This 5, familiar with that? Is the 5 elements. 5 elements is water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. 1 and 6 represent water. 2 and 7 represent fire. 3 and 8 represent wood. 4 and 9 represent metal. 5 and 10 represent earth. Let's link those 5 elements with 合图. 1 plus 6. You see, we have 1 and we have 6. 1, the white dot. This represents heaven, Yang. The dark 6 points, it represents earth, Yin. So water is the combination of 2 numbers. 1 is from heaven, 6 is from the earth. Every one image, the water, you can see, you can touch, you can feel, that is the image. Every one image, it has 2 types of numbers to represent this image. These 2 images represent the qi behind the numbers. Water also represents north. Fire. Fire is 2 plus 7. 2 and 7, it represents fire. The white dot represents heaven. The black dot, it represents Yin, represents earth. 2 and 7, it represents fire. It also represents south. Wood, you can see, you can feel the wood. That is the image. Behind this image, we have numbers. 2 numbers, 3 and 8. These 2 numbers, 3 represent heaven, 8 represent earth. These 2 numbers represent the qi. It also represents wood and the east. Metal, the image we can see when touch, the metal. The numbers behind this image is 4 and 9. 4 is 4 black dots. It represents earth. 9 represents heaven. 4 plus 9 represent metal. These 2 numbers represent the image of metal. And these 2 numbers, 4 and 9, it comes from qi. So we have numbers, we have qi. We have numbers, we have image. We have image, we know we have number behind the image. We know we have qi behind the image and the number. And the final one is earth. 5 plus 10, that is the earth. It represents the center. 5 dot, 5 white dot, that is the heaven. That is the Yang. 10 dark dot, it represents Yin. After understand 5 elements and their corresponding numbers, water is 1 and 6. Fire is 2 and 7. Wood is 3 and 8. Metal is 4 and 9. Earth is 5 and 10. You can find a pattern. 1 plus 5, 6. 2 plus 5 equals 7. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 4 plus 5 equals 9. And 5 plus 5 equals 10. This number, 5, that is the most important number on Earth because everything is related to 5. Let's recap one more time. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It represents heaven. So we also call it heaven 1, heaven 3, heaven 5, heaven 7, and heaven 9. And the earth is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We also call it earth 2, earth 4, earth 6, earth 8, and earth 10. Let's recap. Water is 1 plus 6. 1 is from heaven. 6 is from the earth. 1 is from Yang. 6 is from Yin. Fire, that is the combination of 2 and 7. The image of fire, underline is number 2 and 7. Wood, this image. Behind this image, we have numbers 3 and 8. 3 is from heaven, 8 is from earth. Metal, this image, includes two numbers. One is from Yang, that is 9. One is from Yin, that is 4. Earth also includes two numbers, 5 and 10. Previously, we mentioned 5 is the most important number here. So the Earth, 15, equals 5 plus 10. That means 5 already can represent the Earth. At this point, you know, two forms, Yin and Yang. It generates 5 elements. Those 5 elements, its combination, we get this whole world. Because everything we can see, we can touch, you can identify these 5 elements inside it. So this is why we say those 5 elements comes from two forms, because every one element, it includes two numbers. One is from Yin, one is from Yang, one is from earth, one is from heaven. After we understand those dots represents number, for white dot, it represents heaven. We need to know what's the relationship between those numbers. Number 1 is on the north side. Next one will be 3. It's on the east side. Next is in the middle. The center is 5. Next one is 7. Final one is 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It represents the Yang. So the 9 means the max. Yang numbers, it runs like 1, 3, 7, 9. 9 is the max. How about the Yin? It starts from 4. Next one is 2. Next one is 10. And we have 8 and 6. You notice something? The direction of Yin numbers is going reversely. The maximum of Yang number is 9. And what is the maximum of Yin number? That is 6. Don't worry about that. At this point, all you need to know is Yin and Yang, their numbers goes in different directions. This concept is very important for us to learn feng shui. Now we know the Yang number ends on 9. We know the Yin number ends on 6. So this is why in I Ching we use 9 to represent the heaven, to represent the Yang line. This is why we use 6 to represent Yin, to represent in line. In. Let's recap. I know Hetu includes too many things altogether. Don't worry about that. After you learn I Ching with me, step by step, after a couple years, when you come back and you read Hetu again, you understand what is that. Hetu is a system. You can think this way. It represents qi, number, and xiang. How each number represents different kind of qi. Remember, the white dot represents yang, the black dot represents yin, and the combination of white dot and black dot, it represents 5 elements. 1 plus 6, it represents water, so on and so forth. 9 also represents yang, because that is the end of yang number. 6 represents yin, because that is the end of yin number. I Ching comes from Hetu and Luo Shu, and today we focus on Hetu only. I Ching comes from Hetu. Feng Shui comes from. So if you want to learn Feng Shui, you must know. In the future, I will teach you how hexagram generate. 9 represent yang line, 6 represent yin line. Hetu and Luo Shu. In the future, I will also provide a video to explain what is Luo Shu. Luo Shu is for function. Everything will move in Luo Shu. See you next time.